What's up, designers? Welcome back to the channel. It's Jimmy, and today I'm gonna talk about actually a comment that one of you guys left me yesterday on a subject that I've really been wanting to talk about for a while. Boom, third video in a row. Absolutely amazing, right? I think this format, one of you guys said, to be honest, Jimmy, you guys love this format, so let's just roll with it. It is Wing City Design USA. So this comment is from Sachin Sharma, and they said, I'm currently pursuing accessory design in India and was wondering if I can switch to industrial design without a master's degree. If not, how can I create my portfolio for industrial design colleges? Okay, so I'm not necessarily going to specifically answer this question. I'm only going to talk about the master's degree part of that question. And the reason why I want to talk about the master's degree part is because I feel like I have strong feelings when it comes to why you should go to master's school. Okay, I hear a lot of people say, I went to master's school, or I feel like I need to go to master's school, or blah, 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 right? And personally, I think it's a pretty specific criteria why you should go to master's school. Okay, so I'm talking about in the perspective of America mostly, okay? Because I've noticed that when I went to Taiwan, a lot of the designers and the engineers there, they actually do have their master's degree. And I think it's because it's more pushed there, it's more standardized there. Whereas in America, you don't necessarily have to go to master's school. Only a handful of people I know actually have gone and got their master's. And so personally, I think as an industrial designer, if you did your undergraduate and you got your BS degree or your BA degree in industrial design, you really don't need your master if you only plan on being an industrial designer. Like, you only need to go to that 4 to 5 year school to be the most legit industrial designer that you could possibly be. Going to master's school isn't gonna make you better, isn't going to somehow, like give you superpowers as an industrial designer. And when you get a master's degree in industrial design, I honestly don't think that people are gonna hire you anymore. How you actually get hired as an industrial designer is you go through your 4 or 5 year degree, you get your BS or your BA degree, and you build a legit portfolio. Like, make that portfolio absolutely fire, try your absolute best on it, take months to build up this portfolio, because that portfolio is key to landing you a job. What do you guys think when you go into an interview and you say you're an industrial designer and you're trying to show how good you are just based off of your school credentials? Oh, I got a master's degree, and aren't I good? Why people hire industrial designers is they want to see if you can CAD, if you have good sense of aesthetics, if you can actually do things that they're looking for, which is create beautiful, awesome, amazing, thorough, thoughtful products. And that is reflected in your portfolio. Can you sketch? Can you CAD? Can you render? Can you problem solve? Can you prototype? Can you do all of these things? And they teach you all of that in undergraduate school, okay? So I personally think there's really no reason to go to master's school if you are just planning on only being an industrial designer. Personally, what I think and what I found with some of the people that I went to school with, people that have graduated before me and after me, what I've kind of noticed is that those people that have chose to go to master's school were the ones that really didn't know what they were doing with their life, and they decided that more school would just be better. They didn't want to jump into the job market, or they were getting tired of applying for job application after job application, and they came up with the solution that a master's degree was going to solve all their problems. And it's kind of delaying, having to really need to just jump into the job market, build up your personal real world experience, start working on real products that you can put into your portfolio, build that portfolio actually having real products versus just regular school products that were just kind of for fun rather than actual real products that you have really thought about cost and schedule and working along with people and really going through the development processes of mechanical engineering and actually manufacturing and mass production and packaging and all that stuff that you can't really learn in school, okay? And so having real world experience is a valuable thing when it comes to industrial design, and more school isn't going to fix that. Okay, so then why should you go to master's school? What are the things that actually require you to go to master's school? Well, there is the answer inherent in what I just said. If what you want to do requires you to have a master's degree, then go do it. So what does that even mean, Jimmy? Like, obviously, if it requires me, then I should go do it, right? Well, yeah, if your goals are more than just industrial design, if you are trying to become like an industrial design professor and trying to take that route, like possibly I might do, then I might consider going the route of a master's degree. And it doesn't have to be in industrial design. It could be in any other thing as long as it's a master's degree so that I can actually become a full tenured professor at a college, okay? When I say I taught at Cal State Long Beach, I was just considered what you call a lecturer, meaning that I didn't need a full-on master's degree in order to teach and just kind of run that class. And I actually really enjoyed it that way because when you become a tenured professor, what ends up happening is you really fall into the academia system. I would have to do a lot of research papers. I would have to, submit like theses and just write a lot, which is something that I have absolutely no interest in doing. And so with my BS degree, my Bachelor's of Science degree in industrial design was enough for me to teach a class, which is by the root of it all, that's pretty much all I've wanted to do, which is just run a class, have a curriculum, mentor a specific group of students to really get them to excel in their skills, improve on their weak points, and just pretty much craft them and mold them to become a rock star, successful industrial designer. And so I was really very happy with the work that I've done with my class in the last semester, my one and only class. I'm so proud of them on how good they have gotten and some of the absolutely amazing projects that they were able to produce in my class, and just their like level from the time that they started in my class to the time that they finished, the improvement was just insane, especially with some of them who were lacking skills, and I got them to become rock stars. And so to me, that is what that was enough for me to feel satisfied as far as becoming a professor and teaching and improving classrooms. I don't need to do all this crazy stuff like go to my master's and take 2 to 3 years, and try to build that up and do something that I really don't want to do. Okay. So anyways, what I'm trying to say here though is that if your goals are to do something that just requires you to have a master's degree. Like if your goal is to be a doctor or your goal is to, become a lawyer, you're going to need specific credentials in order to actually be that thing, okay? But if your goal is only to be an industrial designer, there is absolutely no reason for you to spend that extra time, spend that extra money to go to and pursue your master's degree. Like that's personally just what I think. So this requires you to be really kind of intentional, and you should know exactly what you want to do and what your goals are and why you are getting this master's degree, other than just hoping that getting a master's degree is better. And if employers see that I have a master's degree, they're gonna hire me more and they're gonna pay me more. I mean, personally, like I've done a lot of learning about how businesses run, and if I had a design studio myself and I was searching for talented industrial designers, honestly, if there was 2 designers that came to me looking for a job, one of them was just a Bachelor's of Science 4-year degree designer, and the other one was a master's degree designer. But designer number 1 the 4-year designer actually had a much better portfolio, meaning a body of work, a presentation, beautiful presentations, graphics design, sense of aesthetics and form, and knowing how to use their brain and problem solve and think and prototype, and showing me that they have the skills to sketch, versus the second person who kind of has this grandiose, decent portfolio, not too good. Honestly, I would hire designer number 1. Okay. Now, if both of them were equally as good, I still maybe wouldn't even hire the master's designer, because maybe they're expecting me to pay them more. Maybe they're expecting a lot more as an employer out of me. But if I'm just looking for a designer to produce me some good quality concepts and ideas, I honestly wouldn't care at all if you had a master's or not. Okay, that's just my opinion, guys. You might not agree with me. Maybe I'm gonna have a lot of hate comments like, "Oh, Jimmy, I'm getting my master's degree now, and you're completely wrong." I might be wrong. I am always here to be proven wrong. Let me know down in the comments what you think about my thoughts on getting your master's degree. And personally, if your goal again is to only become an industrial designer, then you don't need a master's degree. Don't go ahead and spend all that money and spend all that extra time. Use that money, use that time to invest it and look for a job and gain real world experience, and just build up your body of work with real work. That, and at the end of the day, we just want to see real value in real work. And when you go to school, all you're doing is you're kind of just paying an institution and trying to get this degree. And maybe you'll learn a thing or two that doesn't necessarily apply too much to the real world. But again, guys, I don't want to be too harsh. If your goal is to, do something very specific, and that goal specifically requires you to have a master's degree, go ahead and do it. I'm not going to say you're wrong. I'm not going to blah, blah, blah. So please go easy on me, okay? Anyways, guys, that is about it, I guess. Okay, and another thing I guess I should also add to this is a lot of people seem to ask me a question about master's degree that kind of gets me hung up, and it's kind of hard for me to answer. But again, guys, since I'm winging it all, let's just go ahead and bring up this topic. So a lot of you guys have gone to a 4-year, 5-year a program where you already got your bachelor's degree, your bachelor's of science degree in another field. Maybe it's graphics design, maybe it's, accessory design, like the original commenter said, and you are interested in wanting to become an industrial designer, but since you already got your bachelor's degree and you're already in that path, but you still want to be an industrial designer, what can you do? Is a master's degree reasonable to pursue industrial design master's degree in order to become an industrial designer? Okay, here's what I have to say about that. What I've learned about masters and industrial design, like if you go to a master's, to pursue your master's degree in industrial design, a lot of what they're teaching you is actually extremely different than the things that they teach you in the BS program, in the 4-year program. Master's is very specific to business and how business is run, and learning how to work with creatives and become some sort of a manager, and knowing how to run people and learning about processes. And it's a lot more of that rather than getting really hands-on with things like how to use SolidWorks 101, how to use SolidWorks surfacing, how to actually model and build prototypes, and what are the rules of sketching and all that, like very fundamental, very tangible, hard skills that is, I personally think, extremely valuable to every single industrial designer. They're gonna not really teach you those kinds of things. That's what I feel why people want to actually pursue industrial design is all of those things that I just said: sketching, prototyping, learning SolidWorks, building things in 3D, 3D printing things. Those are the things that I think really honestly gets people motivated to become industrial designers, but they're not really teaching those kind of things when you are pursuing your master's in industrial design. Those two things aren't really the same thing. Again, they're teaching you like business processes and kind of like setting you up to become like a creative director, and you're not really in the woodwork. You're not really doing the actual designing and the SolidWorksing and the engineering. And if one day you actually wanted to become a manager or a supervisor of designers, you can do that even with a BS degree. All you need to do is find yourself at a company, work there, work your way up from the bottom all the way up to the top. Eventually, people are going to notice you. They're going to see that you are good. And then over time, as the business grows, they're going to need to hire more people. And so people end up getting brought in. You're going to have to train them, becoming naturally a manager just by being in the real world naturally. Don't think that you need to actually go to school specifically to become managers either. That's how business naturally works, is when people are there first, they end up really understanding the business, knowing how that business runs. So where when new people come in, those people that have been there for many years will eventually need to manage the new people that have come in. And you don't even need a master's to do that. But for me, I'm the one who is creating concepts, creating new ideas, making beautiful products, really cool products. That's just why I design and why I love doing it. And so, like at work, a situation that happened there was I started becoming a person that was kind of managing some people and presenting other people's work to stakeholders. And when you are presenting other people's work, a lot of the times you have to put yourself second and your job is to really highlight their work. But for me, I always felt like the one that I wanted to do the work. I wanted to have my concepts be seen, my concepts be selected to move forward, to be able to be produced and manufactured so that I could see my concepts on the shelves that users can buy. And that is what satisfies me so much that, I think I learned that about myself these past 3 years of being out of school. I'm not this type of person that likes to just manage and not really do too much design. And so like I love creating concepts and creating new ideas. And so I kind of stepped a little bit away from that role, and I am now, what I love doing, which is, again, creating awesome products, creating awesome concepts so that they can be made. All right, guys. That is about it. And if you learned something in this video, definitely hit that thumbs up button. Also leave me a comment down below if there's anything you guys like me to talk about, and please do. I've been getting all of these ideas just reading your guys' comments from the past video. So this is the current video where I will be looking at the comments to just see if I can derive any kind of nugget of idea to create another video for tomorrow, maybe, possibly, who knows. All right, guys. Also hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Again, my name is Jimmy, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.